From humble stalk to profitable plate, transforming cassava into garri. Listen up, you lot. Today we're diving deep into the world of garri, a staple food that's as versatile as a bloody Swiss Army knife. We're talking about taking this humble cassava root and turning it into a culinary masterpiece, one that's not only delicious but can also put some quid in your pocket. This is about more than just food. It's about tradition, it's about ingenuity, and it's about bloody hard work. So get your aprons on and let's get started. Cultivation, laying down the roots. This is where it all begins, the foundation of a great garri experience. Right, you want the best garri, you need to start with the bloody best cassava. It's not just about planting, it's about understanding the very essence of the crop. This isn't some fancy Michelin star ingredient, no, this is about as down-to-earth as it gets. Cassava is a staple, a lifeline for many communities around the world. We're talking warm climates, a bit of rain, and soil that's got good drainage. The cassava plant thrives in these conditions, soaking up the sun and the nutrients from the earth. Think of it like a good steak. You need the right conditions for it to thrive. The soil needs to be just right, not too wet, not too dry, and definitely not too compact. Local farmer is S1. Now, when it comes to planting, you can use whole stems or peeled ones with those little buds. These buds are the lifeline of the plant, the starting point of a new cycle. But for God's sake, give them some space, about 1 meter apart. This spacing is crucial for the roots to develop properly, allowing each plant to access the nutrients it needs. You don't want them crammed in like sardines. Overcrowding can lead to poor growth and lower yields, which is the last thing you want after all the hard work of planting. Keep the weeds at bay, a bit of water here and there. Weeds can compete with your cassava for nutrients and water, so it's important to keep them under control. And in 6 to 12 months you'll be laughing. That's right, with proper care your cassava plants will be ready for harvest in no time. You'll know they're ready when the leaves go yellow and those roots are firm, like a good handshake. This firmness indicates that the roots have matured and are ready to be processed into garri. Harvesting cassava is an art in itself. You need to be gentle yet firm, ensuring you don't damage the roots. The roots are the treasure, the gold that will be transformed into garri. Once harvested, the cassava roots need to be processed quickly. They can spoil if left out for too long, losing their quality and taste. Processing involves peeling, grating, fermenting, and finally roasting. Each step is crucial in developing the unique flavor and texture of garri. Peeling removes the tough outer skin, revealing the starchy interior. Grating breaks down the roots into smaller pieces, making it easier to ferment. Fermentation is where the magic happens. It develops the tangy flavor that garri is known for. This process can take a few days, depending on the climate and desired taste. Finally, roasting transforms the fermented cassava into garri. The heat removes any remaining moisture, giving garri its characteristic crunch, and there you have it. From planting to processing, each step is vital in creating the perfect garri. It's a labor of love, a testament to the hard work and dedication of farmers. So next time you enjoy a bowl of garri, remember the journey it took to get to your table. From the roots in the ground to the final product, it's a story of resilience and tradition. Laying down the roots is just the beginning, but it's the most important step. Without strong roots, there can be no harvest, no garri, no sustenance. It's a reminder that the best things in life often come from the simplest beginning. A bit of soil, some rain, and a lot of care can create something truly special. So here's to the roots, the foundation of it all. Let's celebrate the humble cassava and the incredible journey it takes to become garri. And let's not forget the farmers, the unsung heroes who make it all possible. Their knowledge, skill, and hard work are what bring garri to our tables. Laying down the roots is more than just planting. It's about nurturing, caring, and respecting the process. It's about understanding that every great meal starts with a seed. And with that, we lay down the roots for the next chapter in the journey of garri. Stay tuned as we explore the next steps in this incredible process. Peeling and washing, no time for a bubble bath. When it comes to preparing cassava, there's no room for leisurely soaks or gentle scrubs. This is a task that demands focus and efficiency. Okay, so the cassava's out of the ground, now it's time to give it a bloody good scrub. This isn't just about cleaning, it's about preparing the cassava for the next steps in the process. The journey from field to table is just beginning. You need to get rid of that outer skin, and I'm not talking about some delicate peeling here. The outer layer of cassava is tough and fibrous, and it needs to be removed completely to get to the starchy goodness inside. Get yourself a sharp knife, or if you're feeling fancy, a mechanical peeler, and go to town. The goal is to strip away that brown skin as efficiently as possible. This isn't a task for the faint-hearted. It requires a bit of muscle and a lot of determination. This is about efficiency, people. We haven't got all day. The quicker you can peel the cassava, the sooner you can move on to the next step. Time is of the essence, especially if you're preparing a large batch. Processing expert as S2. Once you've got that brown skin off, it's time for a wash. But this isn't just any wash, it's a thorough cleansing process. You need to make sure every bit of dirt and debris is removed. And I'm not talking about a quick rinse under the tap. This needs to be thorough. The cassava needs to be spotless before it can be cooked or processed further. This step is crucial for both hygiene and taste. Get rid of all the dirt, the debris, everything. The cleaner the cassava, the better the final product will be. This is a step that cannot be rushed or skipped. This is about hygiene, about respect for the ingredient. Cassava is a staple food for many cultures, and it deserves to be treated with care and attention. By taking the time to peel and wash it properly, you're ensuring that the final dish will be both delicious and safe to eat. So remember, when it comes to preparing cassava, there's no time for a bubble bath. It's all about efficiency, thoroughness, and respect for the ingredient. Whether you're using a sharp knife or a mechanical peeler, the goal is the same: to prepare the cassava for the next step in its journey from field to table. Once the cassava is peeled and washed, it's ready to be cooked. This versatile root can be boiled, fried, or even baked. Each method brings out different flavors and textures, making cassava a truly unique ingredient. Boiling cassava is the most common method, and it results in a soft, starchy texture that's perfect for mashing or adding to soups and stews. Frying, on the other hand, gives the cassava a crispy exterior and a tender interior, making it a popular snack or side dish. Baking cassava brings out its natural sweetness and creates a slightly chewy texture that's perfect for desserts or savory dishes. No matter how you choose to cook it, cassava is a versatile and delicious ingredient that can be used in a variety of dishes. From traditional recipes to modern culinary creations, cassava has a place in kitchens around the world. So next time you're preparing cassava, remember the importance of peeling and washing it thoroughly. It's a step that requires time and effort, but the end result is well worth it. Enjoy the process, and most importantly, enjoy the delicious dishes that you create with this amazing ingredient. Grating, the art of the grate. Now, this is where the real work begins. We're going to grate the cassava into a fine pulp, and let me tell you, this is no walk in the park. A wooden grater will do the job, but your arms will be screaming for mercy. Processing expert as S2. If you're serious about this garri business, invest in a motorized grater. It'll save you time and a world of pain. This is about consistency, about breaking down the cassava into a smooth, even pulp. Don't rush it, take your time and get it right.
We've got our pulp. Now it's time to squeeze out that excess moisture. This step is crucial because too much water can ruin the texture and flavor of our final product. Imagine trying to make a crispy snack with soggy ingredients. It just wouldn't work. So we need to be thorough here. Stuff it into a strong bag like you're packing a suitcase for a long holiday. Make sure the bag is durable because it needs to withstand a lot of pressure. Think of it as preparing for an adventure. You want everything to be secure and ready for the journey ahead.
Then we need to apply some pressure. This isn't just a gentle squeeze, we're talking about serious force here. The goal is to get rid of as much moisture as possible, which will help concentrate the flavors and improve the texture. Heavy stones will do the trick, or if you're feeling ambitious, a mechanical press. The choice depends on what you have available and how much effort you're willing to put in. The mechanical press is more efficient, but the stones add a traditional touch that some people swear by. This is about extracting every last drop of water, leaving us with a concentrated, flavorful base. The drier the pulp, the better the final product will be. It's a bit like making a reduction sauce. You want to intensify the flavors by removing excess liquid.
Now, here's where the magic happens. After all that hard work, we're going to let the dewatered pulp sit for a couple of days. This resting period is essential for developing the complex flavors that make garri so unique. We're going to let this dewatered pulp sit for a couple of days. During this time, natural fermentation will occur, which is key to achieving the right taste and texture. It's a bit like letting dough rise when making bread. Patience is crucial. That's right, we're fermenting it. This process not only enhances the flavor but also makes the cassava easier to digest. Fermentation breaks down complex carbohydrates and proteins, making the final product more nutritious and delicious.
This is about developing those complex flavors, those subtle notes that make garri so damn delicious. The fermentation process adds depth and character to the cassava, transforming it from a simple root vegetable into a culinary delight. It's a bit like aging cheese or wine. The longer you wait, the better it gets. So while it may take some time and effort, the end result is well worth it. All right, the fermentation's done its job. Now it's time to refine our product. We're going to pass this fermented mash through a sieve. This separates the fine garri flour from those coarser bits. Think of it like separating the wheat from the chaff. We only want the good stuff.
Now, for the final act, the roasting. Spread that garri flour on a large pan, low heat, and keep stirring. This is crucial. You don't want it burning. The longer you roast, the coarser the garri. It's all about preference, but personally, I like mine fine and light.
Congratulations, you've made garri, but the work's not done yet. You need to store it properly. Otherwise, all that effort's gone to waste. Let it cool down completely, then get it into airtight containers or bags. Moisture is the enemy here. It'll make your garri soggy and ruin the texture. Store it in a cool, dry place, and it'll last you for ages. This is about preserving your hard work, making sure your garri stays fresh and delicious. Now for the moment of truth, turning this garri into cold, hard cash. Local retailers, supermarkets, even those open-air markets, they're all potential customers. But remember, quality is key. Don't be serving up some subpar garri. Make it the best they've ever tasted.
And if you're feeling really ambitious, think about exporting it. Do your research, meet those food safety standards, and who knows, you could be the next garri tycoon. S4. Price it fairly, be consistent, and you'll build a loyal following.
So there you have it, the complete guide to transforming cassava into garri. It's a process that demands respect, dedication, and a bloody good work ethic, but the rewards are there for the taking. Not only will you have a pantry stocked with delicious, versatile garri, but you'll also have the satisfaction of knowing you created it from scratch. So what are you waiting for? Get out there, get your hands dirty.